Chosen one, this is your rich reset. It's all for you. There comes a moment, chosen one, when the winds don't just shift, they roar in your direction. The air changes. It begins to hum. The ground feels different beneath your feet, and suddenly, you're no longer walking the same terrain as before. You've entered your rich reset, not because you begged for it, not because you chased it, but because God has spoken a new rhythm into your life, and it begins to play all around you. This moment was not built on accident. It was encoded into the fabric of your being before your first breath was drawn. Everything until now has been a prelude. The pain, the struggle, the confusion, the lack. All of it has been a setup for this divine reboot. What once was empty is about to be overflowing. What was stolen is about to be restored with interest. And what felt like a delay was only God aligning time to your favor. Watch this video until the very end, because your reset isn't partial, it's complete. And write your warmest wishes in the comments, and write the number 777. This moment is charged. Your wishes are fuel for the universe, and the universe is listening closely today, with attention it only gives when destiny is near. What you write is not just words, it is the signal of your readiness to receive. The reset is responding. The abundance is moving. Now, chosen one, press the hype button and like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. Let this truth sink into your soul. Nothing from before can follow you into this next. Your steps are leading into a territory where old identities are denied access. What weighed you down cannot survive this altitude. This is not a repair, it's a restart. This is not a patch. It's a brand new platform being handed to you by the Creator Himself. You are not upgrading. You are becoming something so complete, so powerful, so saturated with wealth and divine favor that the very air around you begins to carry the scent of success. The new is not just coming. The new is here, and it's all for you. The people who didn't understand your pause are about to witness your propulsion. The ones who laughed at your silence will soon be startled by your sound. This isn't random. It's righteous. This isn't delayed. It's divinely timed. And it didn't have to make sense to anyone else, because God wasn't consulting them when He wrote this chapter of your story. When heaven decided that your reset would be rich, it didn't mean just money. It meant richness in purpose, richness in access, richness in clarity, peace, joy, ownership, vision, legacy, and unstoppable growth. That is what is unlocking for you right now. There are moments in history when something irreversible happens, a shift that breaks cycles and activates favor. Your name has now been written into one of those moments. You didn't imagine it. You didn't force it. You simply lived long enough to arrive at the place your spirit was always destined to experience. The old you couldn't access this. The doubting you that wouldn't have survived this level. But you, this evolved version of you, this refined and ready soul, is precisely who was required for such a rich transformation. God did not bring you this far for a lukewarm result. He did not keep you through sleepless nights, tears, isolation, and confusion just so you could settle for crumbs. He preserved you for the table, the whole feast, the full inheritance, the territory where wealth speaks fluently, and you no longer have to translate the language of lack. What's coming is more than compensation. It is confirmation that you were always meant to hold more, that you were always set apart for the kind of life that others call impossible. that you were always it. Your atmosphere is being rewritten. Everything in your space is getting adjusted to match what's coming to you. That's why certain people are being removed. That's why you no longer feel aligned with what once felt familiar. That's why the old ways of thinking have been collapsing in your mind. God has been making space, not just physically, but energetically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Because this rich reset cannot land in chaos. It will only rest where there is stillness, readiness, and alignment. And you, chosen one, are finally there. Even your thoughts have changed frequency. The way you perceive wealth, love, power, and presence is no longer bound by what you've seen or experienced. Something larger is instructing your inner compass. It's as if your entire being has turned towards something bigger, and you can feel it. You know it. You sense the bigness approaching before it even arrives in the natural. That is not your imagination. That is revelation. And it's been planted by God. This reset is going to come with signs that are undeniable. You may notice sudden clarity, unexpected opportunities, money shifting in your direction, people offering you access that you didn't chase, solutions arriving before the problem even matures, a calm you cannot explain. These are the signals. These are the indicators. They are whispering, "It's happening." You're in the reset now, and the reset doesn't ask for permission. It activates what is rightfully yours and moves you without apology. The financial part of this reset is only one layer. Yes, money will flow. Yes, abundance will increase. But the real miracle is that you will remember who you are in the process. You will not be caught off guard by wealth this time. You will command it. It will come into your world and recognize your authority. It will obey your structure. It will multiply under your vision. Because now, you're not trying to survive. You're built to expand. You're built to own. You're built to lead from the front, not follow from the back. And the energy of heaven is backing every bold step you take from this moment on. Everything you lost before now becomes seed for what you're about to gain. The hurt becomes wisdom. The rejection becomes protection. The closed doors become redirection. And the silence becomes sacred. Because when God hits reset on your life, He doesn't just fix what was broken. He removes what you never needed. You are not returning to who you were. You are becoming what you always were beneath the surface. The whispers of God have become thunder. The vision is clearer. The timing is now. And nothing can stop what has been divinely initiated on your behalf. You are being positioned to receive, not just for yourself, but for those attached to your name. This isn't just wealth for one. It's legacy wealth. It's wealth that outlives you. It's power that speaks beyond your generation. It's influence that multiplies through every door you walk into. And all of this, yes, all of it, is for you. What God is doing in your life is not just an adjustment. It's a rerouting into riches that were withheld until now. Not because you weren't worthy before, but because your soul had to grow strong enough to handle what's about to arrive. This reset isn't fragile. It doesn't need explanation. It doesn't even require validation. It's built to last. This is not a fleeting season. This is a foundation-laying moment. It's what makes everything you touch next prosper. And now, the roots of your legacy are being planted deep into divine soil. Soil so rich with purpose that even your smallest idea will bloom. You've been through times when you questioned why nothing was moving. But here's the truth. Chosen one, God wasn't ignoring you. He was incubating you. Every delay was a delay with a design. And now that the timing is perfect, He is removing what once seemed unshakable and inserting everything that was once out of reach. That's what a rich reset does. It turns the unreachable into the undeniable. It gathers up what was scattered. It stitches together every lesson, every bruise, every tear, and then it unveils a new version of you that is no longer timid about receiving abundance. You used to fear the spotlight. You used to shrink when the blessing came close. But now you carry the frequency of someone who has been chosen to rise without apology. You're no longer negotiating with your value. You're no longer lowering your energy to match the room. The room must rise to meet you now, because the reset shifted the energy in your favor. You no longer ask for the door to open. You are the door, and anything that comes through you must pass through the gold-lined gate of divine timing, sacred boundaries, and heavenly favor. Can you feel the alignment forming? The people who belong to your next are sensing your signal. The opportunities designed for your path are being magnetized to your name. It's not random. It's not luck. It's a divine recall. God is recalling to you what belongs to you. What was held up is now being released. What was delayed is now being delivered. You've entered the portion of your life where manifestation no longer feels like a far-off dream. It feels like daily breath. Because your faith isn't just activated, it's alive. And it is calling in wealth, favor, miracles, and overflow in every direction. And don't be surprised if you start to feel discomfort around what once felt familiar. The reset will stretch you. It will demand you step into new roles, walk in new rooms, speak new language. You may even feel out of place in the environments you once dominated. That's because you're not meant to fit anymore. You've outgrown the mold. You've cracked the limits. You're no longer in the waiting room. You're in the throne room. And in that room, the posture is different. The expectations are higher. But so is the provision, and you're being equipped to rise to it. There will be moments where your mind tries to talk you out of the blessing. Old thoughts will attempt to reattach themselves, but remember, this is a reset, not a replay. You are not who you were, and your future is not an echo of your past. This is new terrain, rich terrain, favor-filled terrain. Walk into it like God sent you, because He did. You'll begin to notice the shift in your finances, yes, but it's deeper than that. The spiritual atmosphere around your money is being reset. Where there was lack, there will now be surplus. Where there was fear, there will now be divine instruction. Where there was instability, there will now be supernatural strategy. You'll know what to do with what's coming. You'll know who to trust. You'll know where to invest, when to move, when to wait, when to sow, and when to harvest. That's the beauty of a God-led reset. It doesn't leave you guessing. It teaches your spirit to know. You are not here to just receive wealth. You are here to house it, multiply it, and transfer it to the next chosen ones after you. That's why the process was so intense. That's why the stripping had to be deep. Because your hands are being used to usher in something sacred, something large, something so bold and brilliant that even your enemies will be silenced, not by your words, but by your results. Because in this season, proof is the only language that matters, and God is turning your life into living proof. The questions you once asked in desperation are now being answered with demonstration. You don't have to chase confirmation anymore. The reset is your confirmation. It is evidence of a promise kept. It is the signature of heaven being written across your story in bold letters. Your name is on the document. Your life is the agreement. And the wealth is being transferred according to divine instruction, not human opinion. When you wake up now, something feels different. The weight on your chest is gone. The fear is fading. Your feet feel grounded in a new way. That's because the foundation under you is not man-made. It is God-made. And anything built on God cannot crumble under pressure. You may still hear the noise of the world, but your spirit is tuned to a higher frequency. You are no longer waiting for the world to approve what heaven already authorized. This reset includes relationships too. Some connections will deepen. Others will dissolve. It is not personal. It is prophetic. God is positioning people around you who carry strategy, safety, and sacred energy. He is removing the ones who cannot go where you are going. Some will leave quietly. Others may exit with noise. Let them. The exit is part of the entrance. You're stepping into rooms that require clarity, not confusion. Peace, not performance. Purpose, not popularity. You're also going to notice your voice changing. Not just how you speak, but the authority behind your words. Your voice will begin to shape spaces, not because you're shouting, but because your frequency is commanding. The rich reset has done something permanent to your energy. You are not looking for approval. You are operating from assignment. And when you speak now, it echoes with purpose. Even your silence has power now. Even your stillness is strategic. That's how deeply this reset has impacted you. You are walking in wealth, not just as a number, but as a nature. You are wealth. You are the abundance. You are the proof that God fulfills His promises. And because of that, everything you touch will reflect it. You no longer beg for access. You are the access. You no longer chase what's next. You become what's next. The tables are being set. The feast is prepared. And your seat has been saved by God Himself. You are being announced without even saying a word. The sound of favor is moving faster than the speed of doubt. And by the time others try to understand it, you'll already be established. Your name will be mentioned in places you've never been. Your work will speak before you do. And your presence will carry a weight that doesn't come from effort, but from essence. You are in your rich reset, and the entire universe is aligning to match your new rhythm. When God declares a reset, He doesn't just change your circumstances, He reconfigures your spiritual DNA. And that's what's happening to you now, chosen one. You're being rewritten at the most foundational levels. This isn't cosmetic. This isn't temporary. This is a divine overhaul. The version of you that is rising doesn't just carry vision, it carries voltage. It transmits power into every space it enters. The atmosphere shifts when you arrive. The temperature changes. The conversation aligns. The silence becomes sacred. And the presence you bring with you speaks volumes before you even open your mouth. You've reached the moment where your inner world becomes your outer world. The abundance you cultivated in silence is about to become visible. The ideas you kept close are going to open doors. The dreams you protected are about to receive divine funding. And not just money, but people, platforms, partnerships, and purpose that flows with precision. It will all start to move in harmony. Not because you manipulated it, not because you forced it, but because you were ready. And when God sees readiness, He releases reward. This rich reset will correct the narratives that were spoken over you. The limitations others placed on your name will collapse under the weight of your becoming. You're not just being elevated, you're being vindicated. Everything they said you couldn't do will be done, and done in such a way that even the most doubtful witnesses will have no choice but to acknowledge that something higher is working for you. Your success won't be loud, but it will be undeniable. And it will speak for itself in every room, every bank account, every decision, every miracle that unfolds. God didn't forget what He whispered to you in the dark. He didn't abandon the blueprint He placed in your spirit. You thought time was running out, but God was just building up the stage. Now the spotlight is shifting in your direction, not to glorify you, but to glorify Him through you. This is more than reward. It is revelation. The people who watched your process are about to watch your provision. They saw the storm, but they didn't see the seed. And now all of heaven is watering that seed for an explosive harvest. You are no longer building just for yourself. This reset has expanded your assignment. You're becoming a distribution point. Blessings will pass through you. Strategy will pour out of you. People will be blessed simply because they stood near your atmosphere. You will house the kind of favor that drips onto others. Your table will overflow, not because you're greedy, but because you've been positioned to feed nations. The cup in your hand is full, not to satisfy your thirst alone, but to quench the drought of those who need what God placed in you. You will not need to scream to be seen. Your silence will be sensed. Your energy will do the introductions. Your grace will carry the kind of presence that transcends words. And the doors that were once sealed shut are going to open. Not because you knocked, but because heaven sent a command to release what belongs to you. This is your season of supernatural yes. You don't have to justify your blessing. You just have to walk in it.